more problems and I believe that. Hustle, go get it, straight get it, gon' secure that bag. I'ma get it out the mud, show love, big ups to my plug. And say the more money you get, more problems and I believe that. Hustle, go get it, straight get it, gon' secure that bag. I'ma get it out the mud, show love, big ups to my plug.
Welcome back to the PBC. It's your boy Pelican Bay K9s, giving it to my brothers and my sisters the way I always do. Fair and unbiased, raw and uncut. Hey, y'all gotta excuse me, I got the do-rag on today because I'm throwing them 360 waves back up in there. Yeah, I was only rocking the ball cut just to, every now and then you gotta switch it up. But I'm about to throw them 360 waves back up in that thing, man. Big salute to everybody that been rocking with the channel from day one. The day is Throwback Sunday. We still in South Carolina politics. I'm giving it to my brothers and sisters the way you need to hear it. I'm gonna let you hear the governor say what he and how he feels about dog fighting and what's going on. And this article that we listening to now, this is coming right after the 160 dogs were seized in Marion, Dillon, Mullins County, and all that type of stuff last year this time. This was the same month, last year, April, this situation happened. I did this video. Some of y'all didn't pay attention. And if you did, and I'm speaking to only my South Carolinians, some of y'all didn't pay attention. A lot of y'all did, and a lot of y'all didn't. You thinking, oh, it won't happen to me, or oh, this shit real out here, man. This shit real out here. And anybody who act like it ain't real out here, you not in that game. You guys to understand what's going on around you. You got to pay attention to what's going on around you. It's like, it's the same situation that, you going to school to get an education, right? You're going to school to get an education, but you're not paying attention in class and you want to blame the teachers because you failing. And when the teacher she's giving you the stuff that you need to pass the test, the stuff that you need to study, everything that you need to know to be a successful person in society. But you ain't paying attention, and because you ain't paying attention, you want to blame the teacher. No. Not in my house, in the words of the Kimbe Matumbo. So what I'm going to do today is give y'all that governor speaking, because I don't like to say it and say, oh, the governor said this and the governor said that, because you still don't believe what the governor said. You still don't believe me. Oh, her's just talking. Let you hear what the governor said himself when it comes to this stuff. And when it comes to, like I said, this is right after the stuff happened in Marion County, Mullins, Dillon, I want to say Sumter, 160 dogs seized, dope, guns, every damn thing seized. And like I said, and I'm going to keep saying it, my news ain't to help you dodge nothing. I ain't trying to help nobody hide and duck and dodge, not a damn thing. Them people going to do their job. My thing is to let you know them people going to do their job. And they don't give a damn who they take down in the process. My thing is to let you see that the grass is not that green on the other side of that fence, as I always say. And listen here, man. Like I said, by the time y'all get finished listening to this, maybe you'll see things differently. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you'll understand things differently. I keep telling brothers and sisters, man. I keep telling brothers and sisters, open up your damn eyes. Stop playing ignorant to a dollar. Everything green ain't good. Just because it's a dollar, don't make it a good dollar. That old saying, all money ain't good money. And that's so true in this American Pit Bull Terrier game. All money ain't good money. You gotta know who you're fucking with out here. Just like that dope game. You gotta know who you're fucking with in that pit bull game. You gotta know who you're fucking with. And see, people who don't deal with dogs, they take it lightly. Oh, that's dog, that dog. Man, these folk ain't playing. They'll break your back about them damn dogs. See, I was in the game, so I know how serious people take distributions, right? We know what a distribution of dope is. It's no different than a damn dog. If you understand what I'm saying, if you can hear me and understand what English I'm speaking, the dope and the dogs is no damn different. Outside of, we may get a little more time with the dope and all that stuff like that compared to the dogs, but a distribution is the same way as these dogs when you're selling them to people who using them for fighting, transporting dogs for fighting. If you're bringing a dog in, whether you consider to fight the dog or not, you gotta be careful of your conversation. You talking to these people, you're in these groups saying this, you're saying that. And I'm gonna say this before I put Governor McMaster on. I'm gonna say this before I put Governor McMaster on and let him speak. How can I not say that I don't got a dog for fighting when I'm in a group, when they talking about fighting, when they promoting fighting? What's the old saying? What's the old saying? Birds of a feather flock together? That's the saying they use, right? If I'm in a group and I look at people who don't know what the groups is, and on Facebook you have different bloodline groups. You have groups for different bloodlines, right? In these groups, I tell brothers all the time, these groups are filled with ignorant, dumbass people in them. Not calling one person a name, but if the shoe fit, wear it. These groups are filled with jackasses that get in these groups and they say, "Oh, I got the best dog he'll win these fights. What you want to bet? How much you want to bet? How much you want to bet? My dog is the best fighting dog." They don't say it quite exactly how I'm saying it, but they say it just like I'm saying it. Oh, how much your dog weigh? How much you want to bet on it? Now, if I get in a group like that, right, and I post my puppies for sale in a group like that, can I not understand what was just posted in this group maybe an hour ago? Somebody might be posted 2 hours ago. You may not even know these people, but they made a post 2 hours ago in that group that say, and they arguing about who got the best fighting dog in modern day time. Now I get up there and post one of my puppies for sale. Did I not see these motherfuckers down there advertising dog fighting? Right? So now I want to sell a puppy in the same group that they talking about fighting in. I talk about this shit all the time. Folk don't want to listen. I tell my brothers and I tell my sisters all the fucking time. It's easier for Pelican Bay to keep you out of trouble than to get you out of trouble. Keep you from getting in trouble than to get you out of trouble. I can tell you all kind of shit to scare you, to make you say, "Oh man, it ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. I'm gonna go a different route. I love my dogs. I'm gonna go a different route." I ain't even posting over here. I'm gonna mind my business. I'm gonna do my thing over here. And all it cost me was to get on my video and give you some hard loving, talk to you straight and strong for a good hour. That's all I had to do. And you felt what I was saying. You know what I'm saying? You felt what I was saying and you made a different move. But when you get in trouble, now it's gonna cost me all the money I got, all the best lawyers I got, and we still might don't get you out of trouble. So in this video, I want y'all to listen to Governor McMaster, like I said. He gonna have all the stuff laid out on the table that they got from the conference, that they got from the dogfighting bus. And this dogfighting bus is from Marion, Mullins, Sumter, Dillon County, and this was 1 year ago. 160 dogs. And listen to what the governor say. They're gonna hit every part of South Carolina. From the right to the left, to the top to the bottom, if you're not doing right with the dogs. See, I may think you're doing right with the dogs, but you got to be doing right with the dogs in their eyes. We're going to get into this Governor McMaster video, because like I said, this the throwback of the day. I got to bring back that old knowledge and give it to my brothers and sisters out here, man, across the Carolinas. You ain't used to seeing a motherfucker like me that get up here and give you that real out here. Salute to my real bulldoggers in South Carolina. My brothers and my sisters that doing the right things with these dogs, from Spartanburg to Horry, down to Aiken, you know what I'm saying, down to Hampton County, all the way to Charleston County. Everybody that's doing the right stuff with these dogs. But I got so many haters out there because I speak the truth when it comes to these dogs. These motherfuckers out here selling dope, get jammed up with dope, ain't getting jammed up with dogs. Selling dope, getting jammed up. Now they know a dog man. You don't gotta fight dogs. I keep telling y'all, bro. I keep telling you. You don't gotta fight them. All you gotta do is have somebody that gonna send them to you. Oh, I got a whole bunch of dope charges. I know somebody who got pit bulls. I know somebody who fight dogs. You don't fight dogs. You never was a dog fighter at all. You can't stand that. But you got a person who will throw your name under the bus. You see? Yeah, it go down just like that for them dogs. You don't want to listen to me when I tell brothers and sisters, these folk care more about these dogs than they do human beings. It ain't my job to argue with them why they care about these dogs more than they care about humans. It's my job to make sure I'm going by the laws of the land. That's it. That's all. Because I'm trying to be out here with my family, enjoy my dogs, and not worry about none of that shit. I tell brothers and sisters all the time, I'm in the trenches out this bitch. You know, the belly of the beast. Where I gotta make all my moves correctly. I can't be bullshitting out here. No, man. I gotta move correctly. I gotta deal when I sell a puppy to somebody. I gotta make sure a fucker. Listen here, the brothers try to come up with the shit that say write it out on paper or type it out on paper. A contract saying you not. Man, listen here, fuck all that shit. Real is real. You gotta screen these folk before you sell them these dogs. You gotta know who you're selling these dogs to out this bitch. You know what I'm saying? Fuck that damn contract. That contract ain't holding up the shit. These folk sign a contract and then they go take the dog off and then they turn around and say, you knew I was gonna fight the dog. Oh, he knew what I was doing. I fought him with him before. Now you jammed up. Now you fucked up. I tell brothers all the time, are you not listening when we see the dude got 500 years in Georgia for dog fighting, right? He ain't fought no dogs. He had so-called scarred dogs on a chain, heavy chains, 100 and some dogs. Are you listening when I say all they did? They went in his house, got his papers, got his registration forms, which led back to somebody else's damn house. For people that may not understand what I'm talking about, somebody sold him a dog. He had the papers in his house with that person's name on it. All they did was sold him a dog. He got in trouble. The papers led them back to another man's yard. This shit going down just like that here in the Carolinas. This ain't none of them other states where you get one person to get busted with dogs every damn 10 years. I done gave y'all brothers and sisters a dog fighting bust in South Carolina every damn month since the last couple years. Every month. Oh, this part of South Carolina, that part of South Carolina, this part of South Carolina, that part of South Carolina. And tell you, I keep telling you, the only reason they mad at me is because they can't stay on the low. They want to be on the low so they can send them to your damn house, so they can set you up for some other bullshit. Learn from my mistakes is what I tell brothers. The shit that I fucked up. That's why I say, man, we got channels that's trying to get the dollar out your pocket, and we got channels that's for the people out here. I'm for the people out here, even though a lot of y'all motherfuckers don't deserve it. I ain't gonna lie to you. A lot of y'all don't deserve it. A lot of y'all burn y'all bridges when it come to people that can help you out here in this dog game. But see, at the end of the day, I know who I got faith in, all my faith in, and I know how I move. You know what I'm saying? I know I made changes in my life for the better. I tell brothers all the time, this because you got a pit, that don't mean shit. That don't mean you fighting. I stand up for this breed. I stand up for the people with this breed. But when the people don't listen, when the people act like I'm the jackass, what the hell am I supposed to do? You know, what the fuck am I supposed to do? But keep giving it, keep going forward, keep moving forward, and don't stop. I keep telling brothers and sisters all the time, the train don't stop. The train keep going. We ain't here to stop and act like you can't understand what's going on. The train goes forward. You know what I'm saying? It goes forward. And look, nobody, and I want to say this again, I want to say it a little bit louder. Nobody is on my damn videos that haven't been busted for dog fighting. And if I'm doing an interview, it's all old school brothers. Brothers that's talking about what they did from the 90s. You see, I talk about the dog fighting I did, me myself. I don't get up here and talk about no other dog fighting nobody else did. I don't know what these brothers and sisters got going on out here in the world today. I'm talking about what I did in my days and the changes I made. You see? Oh yeah, I tell them quick, like, yeah, I'll roll that motherfucker. Yeah, I'll take that motherfucker back in the days and I'll get in that box and I'll let that bitch go. It wasn't nobody else who loved to fight a dog more than me back in my motherfucking days. But this ain't back in my damn days. This is modern day time. In order to enjoy life and live life to the fullest in modern day time, you gotta go by the law of the land. I say that 24/7, 365. So let me let y'all hear Governor McMaster for a few minutes, and we may get back to a little bit of the dog talk, man. Y'all check it out. Like I said, this is after the Marion, Dillon, something I want to say, Lake City, around that area, Mullins, dog fighting bust last April. And you listen to what the governor say. Sled. And before I get into this video, every single dog fighting bust they had in South Carolina over the past 3 years, going on 4 years, since the Carolina Classic happened in 2022, every single dog fighting bust, they say, sled open investigation. If you don't know what that means, Google that motherfucker. You Google every damn thing else. You're Googling somebody's net worth and wonder how much they got in their pockets and all kind of pocket counting and all that type of shit. Google what the hell open investigation mean. Let's get into the video.
All right, everybody give me a thumbs up. Everybody's ready? Okay. All right, well, good afternoon. I want to thank everybody for being here today. And again, before we get started, I really want to thank the media for attending. Without you bringing attention to this tragic problem that we have in South Carolina, folks would not know that it exists, because it exists in the shadows. And so we appreciate very much the media being here to cover this. You know, it doesn't matter if you're from a big city or a small town, if you're a big city like Columbia or Greenville, or a small town like where I'm from, Barnwell, or you're from Dillon or Marlboro or Marion. I always say that everyone deserves an equal level of law enforcement service. And that is what we at SLED do. We're investigating dog fighting in every corner of the state of South Carolina right now. Dog fighting is inhumane and it's illegal. This is not just animal cruelty. It's organized criminal activity that oftentimes is related to other violent crimes and leads to other violent crimes as well. SLED agents who work dog fighting cases routinely find guns and drugs and money, and in this case, having guns and drugs unsecured where a child could have access to them. On Wednesday, April the 2nd, SLED agents served 10 search warrants in Dillon and Marion counties. SLED agents working with local law enforcement, the Attorney General's office, and multiple other partners searched 10 locations over those 2 days. And I'm proud to have Sheriff Wallace from Marion and Sheriff Hamilton from Dillon with us here today. During the searches, law enforcement found roughly 17 pounds of marijuana, 1 kilo of cocaine, 11 grams of crack cocaine, 2 grams of ketamine, 2,266 ecstasy or MDA pills, and 990 fentanyl pills. Agents also seized 55 weapons. And altogether, SLED and our partners seized and rescued 160 dogs. During the searches, SLED arrested 11 people who faced charges of criminal conspiracy and ill treatment of animals, as well as several offenses related to drugs and guns found at the scene. SLED launched this dogfighting unit in 2023. Since its inception, agents have worked with other state agencies, numerous local and federal partners to rescue roughly 500 dogs, arrest 116 people, and serve over 470 charges for their crimes. SLED agents also partner with experts and teams from organizations like ASPCA. They help evaluate the animals, get them the care they need, and hopefully find them a loving home. And we couldn't do this work without them. SLED is fortunate to partner with local law enforcement, departments, sheriff's office, and our federal agencies and task force, and some of them you see represented here today. Let me be clear. If you're involved in dogfighting in South Carolina, we will find you, and we will arrest you, and you will be held accountable. Again, I'm grateful to the governor and his commitment for making sure that our agents have all the resources that we need, and I also want to thank the General Assembly for their continued support as well. I also want to thank especially the SLED agents and employees that worked on these cases. They do this work because they're passionate about it and because they help make a difference. And I want them to know how appreciated they are. Finally, tips often play a key role in these cases. If you see something that you believe is related to dogfighting, I urge you to contact Crime Stoppers or the SLED tip line at 866-472-8477. I'm going to repeat that number. SLED tip line 866-472-8477 or email tips.sled.sc.gov. You can email tips.sled.sc.gov. At this time, I'd like to introduce you a veterinarian who's been a tremendous help to our unit and the law enforcement across the state, Dr. Jennifer Bonovich. And at the close of this, after the governor speaks, we'll take some questions. Dr. Bonovich.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon. I'm Dr. Bonovich, and I am a forensic veterinarian and a shelter veterinarian here in South Carolina. What is a forensic veterinarian? My role as a forensic veterinarian is to apply the science of veterinary medicine to the criminal justice system. I collect evidence, analyze it, I go on scene, I examine animal victims, write forensic reports, and testify in court. I work directly with law enforcement on scene to directly witness and assess the conditions of animals, where they are found, and provide emergency care if needed. I examine and document the conditions of the animal in its living condition and any associated evidence. I speak for the animals who cannot speak for themselves. They cannot testify, but I can in order to interpret the evidence of their pain and suffering. Dogfighting is not just an animal issue, as was mentioned. It is a serious community issue. It is violent, it is barbaric, it is secretive, and it is local, and it is in communities all over South Carolina. These dogs suffer immensely. As a veterinarian, I've seen this time and time again, and it's not just the fight. It's the entire life of this animal. From living its entire life on a heavy chain, from the time it's a puppy, about 8 weeks old, put on a chain so heavy, you would be mortified, chained around many other dogs just long enough to see and torment each other day and night, sometimes within inches of each other, but far enough to never have the ability to interact with each other, to play with each other. The entire life is usually a small circle of dirt created by the typically excessively heavy chain that they're on. That's their life. Circle of dirt, a heavy chain, and perhaps a plastic barrel to live in. And this is in your community. The fights are violent, vicious, and can last minutes, and they can last hours. Blood loss, punctures, teeth are torn out, bones are crushed and fractured. All of this while members of your community are watching. They're cheering. They've got a lot of money in betting on who's going to win. They accept and praise the violence of this blood sport as these dogs violently fight. These are people from our communities. People even bring children to these fights. And what message is this sending to the youth in South Carolina? The frightened dog who just lost that fight may have been the one chained up in your neighbor's yard where they had a dozen other dogs, but suddenly goes missing and doesn't come back. And that might have been the loser. Maybe that dog was the winner and he comes back with a crushed front leg and oozing wounds put right back on the chain in his dirt circle. Dogfighting perpetuates and normalizes violence, drugs, criminal activity within our own community, and it perpetuates animal neglect. It perpetuates this through generations of families. Fathers bring their sons, grandfathers bring their grandsons, and it perpetuates this through our communities. We all have a role in ending this. As a veterinarian, I am here to uphold my veterinary oath to protect animal welfare and health. And as a forensic veterinarian, I am here to be their voice in the legal system. These animals deserve better. There are fates worse than death, and that's living this life. Our communities deserve better. Speak up and report it, because silence enables cruelty and violence in your community. I do not want this in my community, and you should not want it in yours. So if you do not report it, then you support it. Please report it. Thank you. I'm going to go ahead and pass over to the Chief Executive Officer of the ASPCA, Mr. Matt Burshadker.
Thank you, Dr. B. Thank you, Governor McMaster, Chief Keel, for your deep commitment to this important work. Thank you to the SLED officers, investigators, and the dedicated professionals who responded to this case. Coordinating the investigation and the seizure of 160 dogs across 10 properties is an enormous task. It required precision, urgency, and teamwork. And what we witnessed on the ground was extraordinary. Their professionalism, compassion, and commitment to these animals was unwavering. When our ASPCA teams arrived on scene, they found dogs who were severely underweight, some without access to food and water. Many had medical issues and scarring that is consistent with dogfighting. We also uncovered extensive dogfighting equipment, fighting pits, treadmills, rape stands, further supporting suspicions that these dogs were bred and trained to fight. But as the doctor said, it's not just the fights that are so cruel, it's the life in between. Dogs used in fighting live lives defined by suffering. They are chained, exposed to the elements, scorching heat, freezing cold, driving rain. There is no comfort, no safety, no kindness. If they win, they fight again. And if they lose, they're likely killed. That is the entire arc of their life. These dogs are victims of the worst kind of human betrayal. Their loyalty is twisted into violence for entertainment, for profit. And they're not just physically harmed, they're emotionally and psychologically manipulated every step of the way. I am now proud to say the ASPCA is working closely with SLED and the South Carolina Attorney General's Office to gather and analyze the evidence needed to support an effective prosecution. Each dog will receive a forensic exam, medical and behavioral evaluations, enrichment, and expert care, because every single one of them deserves a chance to heal. a chance at life beyond cruelty. But rescuing them is just the beginning. Providing long-term care for these dogs requires extensive resources that many animal welfare organizations simply don't have. And that's why I want to thank the governor and the South Carolina legislature for passing H. 3682 last year, establishing a process to recover the cost of caring for seized animals. This law is critically important for law enforcement to pursue animal cruelty investigations, and it helps ensure that the animals get the treatment that they need and deserve. And that's where the ASPCA can step in again, with the expertise and the ability to rehabilitate thousands of traumatized and abused animals. Over the past year, the ASPCA has assisted SLED in the execution of over 15 dogfighting-related search warrants. This growing partnership has built trust and has allowed us to respond quickly to animals in need. While we often talk about the individual cases, it's vital to understand the bigger picture. Since 2010, the ASPCA has assisted in more than 300 dogfighting cases, helping nearly 6,000 canine victims. And even though dogfighting is a felony in all 50 states, it persists. It's not confined to one region or one community. We've seen it in rural fields, suburban backyards, and urban basements. And as you heard, it often goes hand in hand with other crimes: illegal gambling, drug trafficking, firearms offenses. Dogfighting isn't just an animal welfare issue, it's a public safety issue, a criminal justice issue, a moral issue. But we are not powerless. With strong and effective partnerships like this one, we could move closer to a future where dogfighting is not only widely prosecuted, but eradicated entirely. Tomorrow is National Dogfighting Awareness Day, and we urge the public to learn the signs of dogfighting and to join us in our fight to end it. Let this case serve as a clear message. This cruelty will not be ignored. We will keep working case by case, dog by dog, until this brutal practice is ended. Thank you very much for your time. I now have the distinct honor of welcoming Governor McMaster to the podium, a true champion for animals.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Appreciate y'all being here, Sheriff, Chief, and our visitors. We know we'll see you again. This is an unspeakable thing that's happening in our state. But I'm going to speak about it a little bit because I learned about it when I was Attorney General. You may remember a man named David Tant, whom we caught. He was a big dog fighter. He had 47 dogs at his camp where they were trained in the manner that's been mentioned. Have you ever seen such things as that? Look at this. This would be put around a dog's neck. It can expand as he or she gets bigger. Why would somebody put this around a dog's neck? So as they grow, they've got to carry this around, and that gets them stronger and stronger and stronger. Pit bulls are the favorite because they're strong animals. And unless they are taught to be mean, they'll be just like every other dog. But these men, typically men, who breed these animals and put this kind of collar on them, or have them drag a chain like this. Some dogs have this attached to his collar around his neck that he carries around his whole life until it was put on the stick to put another dog has been brought up the same way. And as has been mentioned, usually only one will leave that pit. What's a pit? It's not a hole in the ground. It's got to be movable, because these people who do this move from place to place. They don't put up a sign saying, "Big dog fight tonight." That's not the way it works. Somebody will put the word out. The word gets around informally, and you might go to the XYZ convenience store. And you go to that one and they say, you go to this other place, and they will tell you another. And finally, you go to several places until somebody tells you where the fight's going to be that night, typically. It's not advertised. So what do you see when you go there? You see these dogs that have been raised, as has been described, and treated like that and made into mean animals, strong and ready to fight. And when they get into that pit, usually one only gets out. Sometimes they both get out. But they are trained in that to fight in that pit. Now the pit is typically a rug that's put on the ground, a carpet, and you have 4x8 plywood that's cut in half, so it's 4x8. And that is, maybe cut it down to make it a little lower, but that's the ring in which these dogs are placed. And they hold them at each side, then they turn them loose, and boy, they go at it. And this is not like a dog fight. You saw a dog walking down the street with his owner, and another dog came out and yipped, and they started growling. It's not that, ain't that. It is nothing like that. It is vicious. These pit bulls, they're trained to bite, to rip, cut, and they will grab hold. If the top dog gets the other one down, it'll make you cry. I've seen the videos. It'll make you cry. It'll make you mad. We had a case in 2004 when I was Attorney General, a man named David Tant, as I mentioned. 47 dogs we took from his place. They took them to Charleston and kept them in a shelter there. It's very expensive. I think it's about $100,000 because you can't just put them up for adoption because they've got to get over what they've been through before they're ready to be adopted. But once they get over what they've been through, if they do, they make wonderful pets just like other animals. But that takes some time. But you'll have men, typically men, sometimes children, sometimes women. They will come from all around to see this dog fight. These dogs, and they might have 2, 3, 4, 5, might have 15 fights. And there's blood all over the plywood. There's blood and parts of animals all over that carpet. And sometimes, in the practice that they have at these camps, they'll need to let the pit bull that they're making vicious have some practice. So if you know someone whose dog all of a sudden was in the backyard one day and disappeared, nobody knows where he is, that dog may be a bait dog, B-A-I-T, bait dog. What do they do with a bait dog? Your dog might be a collie, might be a cocker spaniel, might be a lab, might be anything. They'll take that dog and duct tape his mouth shut so he cannot fight and put him in the pit with this animal and let the trained pit bull that's made to fight kill that dog. Now, who would do such a thing? These people who just got, of course, they're innocent until proven guilty, but dog fighters, that's who does this. And this man, David Tant, was advertised as the second largest breeder of dog fighters. Oh, no, they didn't call him dog fighters. Second largest breeder of trained dogs. I don't remember what euphemism they used in the United States. And they have magazines that are circulated among these people. And they will say that Big Red overcame Little Joe in 1 minute and 26 seconds. That means he dispatched him, killed him in 1 minute and 26 seconds. They have their own language, and they circulate that around. It is unbelievable. And not only do the dogs fight, sometimes the dogs will be fighting and get locked up on each other, and the side bets will start going on, not on who will win or lose, but if they can make the top dog quit fighting. So in one instance, they started clipping off about a half inch of his tail at a time to see if he'd quit. Well, he didn't quit. They got it up to just a nub. He wouldn't quit. So they started cutting his feet and his legs until he would quit. Well, he never did quit because he died before he quit. He bled out right there. It's hard to believe, but it is happening. Well, we sent David Tant. We tried him in Greenwood. He threw himself down the stairs and said he hurt his neck and was trying to get out of the trial. But Judge Wyatt Saunders brought him on into trial. And he had several lawyers. One would come in preparing the case weeks before the trial, and he'd quit, and another one would come in. I think we're just guessing. Some of those lawyers, once they realized how horrible this was, they did not want to be associated with the case. But a lawyer has to defend. Everyone's entitled to a defense. So he had a lawyer, defended the case. And Jennifer Evans in the Attorney General's office was our lead attorney in that case in Greenwood in 2004. And she convinced Judge Wyatt Saunders that it's admissible evidence to let the jury see some videotapes of dog fights, as I've described. Not these necessarily for these dogs, but for dog fights, typical. Well, as I remember, the deputy clerk of court, once the lights were down and the videos began playing, left the court sobbing, and the jurors were shaking their heads, looking at the floor, ready to get out of that juror. It is as horrible as anything that you will ever see, and it is violent. So we got to do something about it, because as has been mentioned, we don't want this around here. Imagine the impact that something like this has on young people. Just imagine. Aside from the cruelty, the barbarism, imagine the impact that this has on these people, particularly young people. So I want to thank everybody for being here. This is one thing that we don't need in South Carolina. It's one thing that some people don't take seriously when they hear about it, dogfighting, because they don't know what I just told you. But everybody here knows what I'm telling you is true. And it is going on right now. Right now. There'll be a dogfight in this state somewhere tonight. And what I've told you will be happening. So we have to put a stop to it. And I think that I want to thank SLED. I want to thank the law officers, sheriffs from around the state. But I want to encourage the people, when you see something, say something. When you see a dog in the backyard tied up, you won't see this. It won't be like this, but that may give you an idea. Call somebody, tell somebody about it. And if you ever get any firsthand information, call someone immediately. Call law officers immediately. Because we don't want this in our state. Thank you.
Thank you. Will we have to take any question you might have at this time?
Chief, just for clarification, was this all one ring?
This was, let's say it was two separate cases, but again, multi-county, again, Marion and Dillon County in this particular case. They were, however, connected. Any other question? Sir?
This map says dogfighting activity and it gives numbers beneath the name of the county, like Anderson County, 37. Does that mean 37 dogs seized, 37 arrests?
That's correct. That's dogs seized. Dogs rescued.
How big is your dogfighting unit?
There's a agent. We have an agent assigned in each region of the state and a supervisor, and they do an incredible work. And of course, they have to call on, and we have other units within the agency, whether it's a narcotics unit or our SWAT team or whoever that assists them in helping serve search warrants, and ends up like in this case where we've got large amounts of drugs. Our narcotics agents assist them as well.
Chief, are there any penalties for those that may come and watch these scared dog fights, aside from the ones who set them up?
Yes, there is.
Can you talk a little bit about that?
I'm not sure what that actual penalty is, but it is a violation.
Do these people normally go to trial if you arrest for dogfighting, or is it plead guilty?
We have some of both. I mean, again, it's, it just depends, but you have some of both. Some will go to trial, and some will plead guilty.
Have any of these organizations here locally been tied to any other organizations outside of South Carolina?
What we found is that these folks are connected all over the state, and probably out of state as well. I mean, they're not. It's a sport to them, and so again, they go to different regions of the state, different counties, carry their dogs to different counties. So it's multi-county, multi-state. Any other questions?
How long were these cases under investigation before the warrants were executed?
What is that?
How long were these cases under investigation before the warrants were executed?
I can't tell you the exact amount of time, but it was some amount of time. Again, this is just, these cases that we're investigating, it is just very hard-nosed, committed investigators that are investigating these cases, and they're using every tool that they can to investigate these cases and bring these people to justice.
What's the maximum penalty you could get for dog fighting?
I'm not sure what that is, right off the top of my head. 5 years. We've got a bill that has been pre-filed in the House that would hopefully we would, you know, try to increase those penalties as well.
Let me add a PS to that. Judge Saunders in Greenwood in 2004 sentenced David Tant to 30 years, and he was paroled after 6, which I opposed in 2010.
Any other question? Any other question? All right, well, again, I want to thank members of the media for being here today to cover this. Thank you for your attendance, and thank you for being here. And I know if the sheriff, I don't want to speak for the sheriff, but if either one of them, if you'd like to talk to them, I'm sure they'd be happy to talk to you as well afterwards. Thank you.
When it comes to these pit bulls, you're not going to get no help from nobody in the government. They're not going to say, oh, do this and oh, do that. That's what my job come in at. I tell brothers, they don't give a fuck about you when it comes to these pits. Everybody in the government of places, they look at pit bull people like dog fighters. Everybody like dog fighters. You know, that's why I say walk with your head high. Just because you got a pit bull don't mean you're doing something illegal. Just because you got barrels in your yard don't mean you're doing something illegal. Just because you got little toys and different things for the dogs to shake up and jump up on don't mean you're doing something illegal. I said 24/7. I say it so fucking much, I even be paranoid my damn self sometimes. Like they sending these motherfuckers riding past my house, taking pictures of my yard, all kind of shit. And all I'm doing is trying to help brothers. My yard's the one on TV because I'm telling brothers certain things and try to shape up their dogs and telling brothers certain things to try so they can walk on the right path. And like I said, I'm not talking to any one particular person. When I get up here on my show and do my show, I talk to people around the world. But if I'm talking to my South Carolinians, it's every single South Carolinian that got an American Pit Bull Terrier. This shit is for you. Not just one or two, every fucking body. This dog game is deep. Deeper than deep can get. This game we play. In the 90s, yeah, it was, like I said, a slap on the wrist. The early 2000s, it was a slap on the wrist. But it's not now. It's a different ball game now. You got fentanyl in the game now. You got crack in the game now. Cocaine in the game. Homicides. I did dog situations where people got killed out here in these damn boxes. The brother down in Mississippi, it was a double homicide at the box. Did that article. So these folk gonna be mad at me. They gonna say all kind of shit because I bring this shit to the table. Not in my days, you didn't have to worry about all this shit. But this ain't back in my days. This is in the modern day time. Not the Wild Wild West days. These folk got a war against pit bulls out here. Act like you don't understand it. There's a real legitimate war going on against pit bulls. And it might not be legitimate, but it's a reality. There's a war going on against them. You know, so, I mean, it is what it is, man. I just had to let y'all hear the governor say it, you know, and not just me saying what the governor said. You know, it's certain ways you got to move when you got these dogs. You got to take it serious. You know, and like I said, the old saying, birds of a feather flock together. If I got a group, which my group was Make America Game Again group. That was the name of my group. Make America Game Again. It's still the name of my group. Because I ain't figured out how to shut the damn group down. I paused it, but it's talking about pausing for 24 hours. I'm trying to shut the damn group down. It ain't nothing illegal going on in the group at all. And I'm the administrator, so I can see anything that somebody gonna post. I got a chance to not even put it on my group or let it on the page. But when you got people in these groups talking ignorant, talking dumb shit, a lot of these people in these groups don't even live in America. I told y'all that as well a while back. Y'all falling for the fucking okie doke. These folk don't live in America, so they'll talk about dogs this, fighting this, and all that type of shit in these groups, modern day stuff. And you acting like you don't understand that you live in America. They don't. They ain't got no consequences. You got consequences. And like I said, man, all I can do is give it to my brothers and sisters, fair and unbiased, raw and uncut. You know what I'm saying? It come across harsh sometimes, but sometimes that's how you gotta give it to brothers. Maybe it'll hit you and you can understand it. You know, I'd rather for you to be kind of pissed off at what I'm saying, and maybe you get the picture, and maybe you understand it, than you get in some bullshit trouble because of slipping. You slipping and you get caught slipping out this bitch. But like I said, man, I ain't here to talk y'all to death. Just here to give you the dog talk and let you hear what the governor was saying, man. It's your boy K9s doing it the way I always do it. Y'all keep doing the legitimate and legal things with these dogs. Stay up, keep your head up high. You know what I'm saying? Don't let nobody make you feel like you gotta hide and duck and all kind of shit with your dogs. You know what I'm saying? I keep telling brothers, just because you got 50 dogs, that's your prerogative. Like Bobby Brown used to say, my fucking prerogative. If I got 50 damn dogs, if I can take care of them, it's my prerogative. You know, they'll profile you. I tell you all the time, they profile you now. They will profile you. You got them barrels. You got, these folk done said, and this ain't me saying this, anybody can agree to this. This is what the tree huggers say. This is what some people in the government say. You got 20 dogs. I'm just giving you an example. Anybody got 20 dogs. What purpose are you to have that many dogs? That's what they say. Cause my motherfucking, he want 20 dogs. That's why. It ain't no law against having 10 dogs, 20 dogs, 30 dogs, 40 dogs, 50 dogs, 60 dogs. No law against having that. But we always claim to be a Christian country and this and that. but we quick to bear false witness on our neighbors because he got barrels. He got a lot of barrels in his yard. You know, he's a dog fighter. And you want to look at him a certain, because he got 50, 60, 70 dogs. He's a dog fighter. Nah, that man is a collector. No different than you having a lot of whatever you got. You know, he just like dogs. She like dogs. They like dogs. Whoever. If they could take care of them, what harm is they doing? Is what I say for anybody's situation. I tell brothers and sisters this all the time as well. Only have what you can take care of. You know, if you can't take care of 50, then get you 20. If you can't take care of 20, then get you 10. You can't take care of 10, get you 5. You can't take care of 5, get you 1. If you can't take care of 1, then you shouldn't have no damn dog, you know? But it's like that, man. It's like that, man. And this shit is serious out here when it comes to these pits. Everybody know that stuff, especially if you're paying attention to the Bay, man. Big salute to my man Liquid Lucky. Big salute to my man Ken Lightning out there. Paul J. You know what I'm saying? Big salute to Brad A. You know what I'm saying? Big salute to Mr. 216 Bulldog, City Boy Kennels. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that's rocking with the Bay, man. My brother Guy out there. Big salute to you, my brother. You know what I'm saying? Y'all see me going through these struggle year after year, month after month out here, man. Folk want to call your names. Folk want to say this. Folk want to say that. Oh, you know, sometimes they like to, like I said, they like to talk about pedigrees a lot. They like to talk about pedigrees and what bloodlines this is and what bloodlines that is and different things. Some of these brothers, they even get mad when I talk about some of their favorite dog men, you know, being arrested or being in situations that's going to get the next man arrested. But it is what it is, my brother. I got to give it to you. Y'all stay legal. Y'all stay safe out there. And remember where you got it from. The PBC, Pelican Bay's Corner, where I do it like my man Pro say, slap you in your motherfucking face with facts. Slap you in your motherfucking face with the real that's going on out here. It don't matter. That slap may sting, but it's a whole lot better. Like I always say, it's easier for me to keep you from getting in trouble than to try to get you out of trouble. Y'all stay safe. PB K9s, and I'm out.